Good morning, Warren First Three Niners. I'm the host of the show. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Brian Carr.
And we are live at Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Studios. And it is going to be another amazing, beautiful day. I cannot wait. We're going to have Melody Krim join us vis-a-vis satellite is what I'm going to start calling it now. Straight from the green room this morning as I did message her and she should be on shortly. But at 9 o'clock, we're going to just talk a little briefly about, yesterday at the state capitol on our version of Baloney Day, how the adult and the youth leadership of McMinnville came out and showed up. Oh, I can. My bad. But with that said, yeah, I'm supposed to call her, not camera her. My bad. I forgot she requested no cameras. No cameras. It was a long day for sure. But first and foremost, thanks again to our community weather sponsors. That is Reddick Brown Ford. Currently in downtown McMinnville, we are at 62 degrees. Today's high, once again, is going to be 74 degrees.
Spring is here.
Mm-hmm. And the low tonight will be 51. Now, Friday, it's going to be in the high of 73, low of 54. There is a 85% chance of rain on Saturday. It doesn't say what time right now, but the high will be 69 and the low is going to be 60. And then on Sunday, it's going to be a 65% chance of rain, high of 60 degrees and low of 41. So again, enjoy this weather. We will have some wind today, wind gusts, because of course with the rain coming, the weather, Mother Nature likes to put a fast one on us, and you got to bring that rain in somehow. So there's potentially around 2 o'clock today, wind gusts are going to be up to 16 miles per hour. And I do think that's why if you see anybody that's coughing or sneezing or itching their face like I will be today, I mean, being outside in that wind in the Nashville area, in their Nashville air, I should say, it changes you a little bit. And my throat hurts a little bit, but it's just scratchy from being outside and walking around. So, I mean, nothing new when it comes to allergy season, right? And you're a nurse. And, I mean, talk about it. I mean, this is the time when the pollen, the allergies are kicking up a notch because of the springtime.
Oh, yeah. You look at all the flowering trees that are already starting to bloom, and you look at the Bradford pears now are starting to
we were around them yesterday.
Oh, yeah. And so Warren County comes alive, and it's one of the most beautiful places on earth. But on top of the beautiful places, it's got the best people on earth.
Does.
So we're so blessed to have such wonderful people. But it's such a wonderful place. But this is one of the things that comes about with having a beautiful place. It's like they say, with a good omelet, you have to break a few eggs. So this is one of the things we have to deal with.
Yes, exactly. But with that, when we come back from the break, we're going to have Melody Krim join us via phone call. Yeah. And she's going to talk to you all about all the cool stuff in the state capitol and then some. And don't forget, we will, as soon as we get done talking about the state capitol, we'll take another break. And then we'll go in and talk about the big things going down tonight, especially with the Republican Party getting potentially a new chairperson. I don't know, chairman, chairwoman, but
we'll just call it chairperson.
Chairperson right now, to be politically correct for today. But when we get back, Melody Krim will be with us shortly. And remember, Warren County, keep it first.
My dad had a vision in 1964 to start Ganton Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Looking to transform your home? Head over here to Roland Renovations at North Chancery Street in McMinnville. From stunning cabinets and beautiful countertops to durable LVP and hardwood flooring, we've got everything you need. Want to upgrade your bathroom? Check out our amazing shower systems and our stylish shower doors. Here at Roland Renovations, we also specialize in outdoor cabinetry, tile work, full remodels, and installation services. Stop by or call us at 931-743-5479 today. We are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Wednesday and Saturday. We are open for appointments only. Don't wait. Revamp your space with us here at Roland Renovations.
Community Network Productions takes you inside each community with local interest stories, local music artists, and information.
With each show, the focus is the people and our beautiful community. With our creative team, we customize unique show ideas with our friends in the community. Our focus is you.
See each of our shows on all social media, including Facebook, Instagram, and at our website at www.communitytvtn.com.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Oh, gotta unmute. Hi guys, we're unmuted now. Don't freak out. It's 62 degrees in downtown McMinnville, and thank you again to Reddick Brown Ford. Don't forget to drive a Ford today, as well as don't forget that they have a free delivery and pickup service that if you have not utilized that yet, especially with springtime, you need to, because as a busy working mom myself and any working busy adult, take advantage of it while you can. But on the phone with us, we have Miss Melody Krim, our content strategist. And me and her yesterday had an amazing time at the state capitol. Didn't we, Mel?
Oh, we did. It was a lot, though.
It was a lot. It was.
It was a lot. I was just telling Kelly by the end of it, I had done 7,120-something steps.
Wow.
And it is a lot of walking. It is a lot of walking, but it's a lot. It was a lot. It's a lot of fun, and it's very educational. And yesterday, I had to put the video up, guys, because I wasn't expecting Governor Lee to talk to the kids that long, because he's never talked that long to the kids before. A lot of the years, we don't even get to see him because schedules change so frequently there. Then normally it's a quick, hey, how are you, photo op, go. He talked to the kids for 11 minutes yesterday.
They had to pull him. His lackey had to be like,
yeah, he's like, we got to go. And I'm like,
yeah.
So I had to put that video in too, but please watch both halves. It was really great. He answered some questions. He gave the kids an inspirational speech. Our wonderful Sky Smith, which I hoped to interview her yesterday, but we interviewed her during beta, and she asked a great question. She asked, why did you want to do this job? Something along those lines, and he gave a great story about that. Yeah. And
it's just a great, I mean, when his wife passed away, he said when life experiences like that happen to you, you either grow from them or I can't remember how he phrased it, guys, or you kind of go in this hole, right? And he said from her experience of, was it leukemia? She died of a cancer of some type. And
I don't know about that because
or was it a car wreck? Cancer. Yeah, sorry, I've got cancer on the brain today. Yes. Anywho, however she passed on, he took his kids to all these different places, and it was so much.
Well, he got involved in prison ministry. And that's a lot of things.
Yes, he talked about it.
And prison ministry is a very hard thing to get into. But you're dealing with people who need Jesus the most.
Yeah.
And so here he starts getting into the prison ministry, and it starts changing his life. Yeah. Because here he was a business owner, and his business kept growing. God kept blessing him. And I'll tell you, one of the cool things that he generally does every year is Chris Tomlin does a concert at the Bridgestone every Good Friday, and it's called Good Friday Nashville. And generally he's there, and they work on supporting foster children programs across the state. So
is that the thing he talked about, working with the inner city in Nashville?
He did.
Yeah,
He's got.
It was good. I mean, it is long, but it is well worth it.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I was recording. If I known it was going to be that long, I would have gone live. But
yeah.
That was really good. And I think the one thing we all learned is that nobody knows what the voucher program does, because the kids asked on several different occasions.
Oh, they did.
Multiple different answers.
I'm not going to say who the answer person was to the Q&As, but it got to the point where like they were breaking it. Like the adults start off asking the questions on what were the feelings of the vouchers. And then the guy answered the best he could. Right. And then you see the kids, they're like, what are vouchers? What are these vouchers? And then some kids, by the way, for everybody listening, knew what they were. And a lot of great questions. Like one of the girls said, how, I can't remember how she asked it exactly, but how does it affect the private schools, like that kids that are currently in private schools? Can they still get it, or they cannot? And they couldn't really give a good answer. And so then I was like, can you explain what a voucher is to these kids? And then they explained what a voucher is. And then, oh my gosh, help me out. Debbie Sneed corrected it and wheeled it in. Wendy. Yes. Awesome lady. She's going to come on the show.
Good. She's fantastic. She was sitting behind me going, what? That's not it. I'm like, no, that's not it. What are they telling these kids?
Yeah.
But it was multiple different people. And that was a little bothersome that these people are voting on these vouchers and they don't even know, they don't have a full grasp of what's going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's all and that was the big topic for those kids in that time when we were in talking mode with everybody.
But it was very good. I got to meet K. Ron Calvert. I absolutely adore him. He was hilarious. I told him when I first met him, I said, it feels weird because I feel like I already know you, because with the Black History Museum, there's a life-size cardboard cutout. And it scares me all the time. I think Wayne's at this point moving it to intentionally terrify me. And I started laughing about it. And I was like, you're a lot nicer in person than you are as a
cardboard cutout.
He barely fit on that bus. And if you watch the video, he cracks me up. Because if you watch the video of them coming off the bus, I filmed everybody, or most of them. I think I got 5 people, but he cuts off the bus and he's like,
everything was so great. We got to hear Cameron Sexton. We got to talk. He got to talk with us. We got Governor Bill Lee. We had this Trey Hargett, the secretary of our state. We had, and I apologize, Melody can maybe remember, the lady from Comptroller was speaking with the kids about what they do.
Yes. I cannot remember her name, and I did not get that. And guys,
it was DeGrasse. Her last name was Grass. I can't remember her first name.
It was a lot of really great information, and Paul Sherrill met us. And,
did the photo op with us.
I did not get as many pictures this time around because I was doing so much filming this year, but I will have those pictures up. And I will tell you, one of the things that I absolutely loved about this year is that we actually had one of Ivy Hillis's great nieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the meeting. And this is, her first time going, and I called her out. I mean, on the bus video, you'll see she's like, she did that.
Yeah, she did.
I just thought it was so neat because he said when we interviewed him about continuing his legacy and continuing to do this, and here his family members are getting to go.
Yeah.
And they're getting to experience what he started, and what it was really neat. Caroline Grass, who was the comptroller's office.
Yeah.
So
very informative lady.
I wish I got more of Eddie, but we were hot and I was frazzled. My brain wasn't quite right, so I did not get as much of Eddie. Eddie Reeks, who is our legislative librarian, is 100% my favorite speaker every year. He puts humor into his speech. He is incredible. He connects with the kids. I mean, it's really good. Tells them about the bodies that are buried in the Capitol, how they're buried into the walls. He goes over all of that with them. And he's my favorite every year. I look forward to him more than anybody else. I shouldn't say that, but I do, because he's just entertaining. He makes it fun, you know?
Yeah. And, speaking... go ahead.
Then we went to David Willard. Then we saw the governor. Then it was Trey Hargett, who's the Secretary of State. Caroline Grassi, the comptroller. Then Cameron Sexton, Honorable Cameron Sexton, Speaker of the House. And then they got to go upstairs and have lunch with the legislators, which unfortunately it did not work out that they got to meet Janice Bowling.
No. She was across the street.
Back meetings, and she was everywhere. But on the other hand, Janice is very present in our community.
She is.
She goes to a lot of different events and things. She was at the fair this year.
Yep.
So there is another opportunity for them to be able to meet her at another time. And as I said, Paul Sherrill got us in there, and then his assistant is the one who took us through and got us where we needed to be.
Yeah. And, some of the history that I knew about that William, is it Steakley, or that built, he was the main builder of this, and he passed away during the building of the state capitol, and he requested to be put into the building. And so, which I thought was really neat and creepy all at the same time. Just let me say it that way. But then there was another person, and I apologize. We found out that another body was also in the building.
Well, Andrew Johnson and his wife are buried, right?
No, not Johnson. Polk.
Or James K. Polk.
James K. Polk and Sarah.
Which is wild to me, because his connections are all to North Carolina.
Yeah.
He was born in right around Salisbury. He grew up in Pineville, North Carolina, right outside of Charlotte. But I guess he lived in Tennessee in his older years. So, he's actually buried at the...
he actually had... They told the whole history of James K. Polk. They had the home, the presidential home was there. And then the kids that, later on lived on, they sold it in parts, and they split everything up. And then a company demolished it down and turned it into like the Polk, apartments or condos or something like that. But when they moved the bodies, because they were buried there, they requested to be buried at the state capitol. And they got that. So there's not one body. Like, this is the running joke. And the guy, his name was Alan, that gave the tour guide, was our guide. And he said, listen, we know there are at least 4 bodies here. On the hill, And he's like, to my knowledge, But I still think there's so much history. And the way they have each room, especially in the Supreme Court room, they have it back. They scaled it back to what it used to look like. And I think that's very nostalgic and very cool for me or anybody that's young sees that. My son went with me yesterday, and he goes, Mom, this was like the coolest thing ever. I shook Trey Hargett, the Secretary of State. Like, I mean, he's like, I shook Paul Sherrill. I shook Governor Bill Lee. Like, Mom, I was right there, And I'm like, exactly, Walker. I said, stick with me, kid. And he even liked, and I enjoyed it too, going through the tunnel. That was neat.
I want to tunnel.
So neat.
You guys were way up at the front. I was back there with K-Ron, who proceeded to play the Batman theme as we were going through the tunnel.
Love it.
Which just made it all the better, because that's the part I look forward to every year.
Yeah.
And I will say, we got searched by security this year far more than we ever have before.
3 different times. 4 times for me.
It was insane. And I will say, at the end of the day, and Kelly had already left by that time, because I was on the bus and Kelly drove. But I was like, because all of a sudden we had like 4 or 5 of our girls over there at security, and I'm like, what are we doing? They all had pepper spray on them, and they had to turn it into security, and they had to go back over there and get it.
Yeah.
And then had to go outside and walk around the building.
And go through it
after they
again.
had gotten it back. But I was like, my gosh.
Yeah.
I said, these are juniors in high school, and they're carrying pepper spray. It just
Smart
blew my
girls.
mind. I mean, good for them for being
I had pepper
proactive
spray when I was
and thinking,
junior.
you know?
Yeah.
But how bad is it that we've had that our junior girls are having to arm themselves with pepper spray, you know?
I did when I was a junior in high school, Melody. I had a pink one.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe it was just me. But no, and the other thing I showed, my other favorite room, which we didn't get to go in last year, and I was super bummed, but we did get to go into the legislative lounge. People were eating in there, but we still got to go in there, and that's by far my favorite. They've got a beautiful spiral staircase. The walls are lined with all these different books. But Kelly and I, at one point, in case you were wondering, we split up.
Yeah.
Because our group was so large this
Massive.
year. We had 18 of the youth leadership. 18. We had the entire class.
That don't include the adult class that went either. Because there was
Kelly went with the adults, and I went with the kids.
Yeah.
And it was great. And Brady Swallows was with us, and he was cracking me up because he, you know, at one point you have to go upstairs to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he had gone up there and then decided to start exploring. And he comes back down. He goes, "There's this one room that I really wanted to go in, but they were meeting." And I was like, "Well, I think I know which room it is, and we will be going in there later." He goes, "I was going to break in there, but no." It's like, "Brady, I am not calling your dad and telling him that he's got to come and get you out."
Now, before,
I said, that is not the phone call I need to be making to Dr. Grant Swallows. So I said, no, just hang on. But he did get to go in that room, and he was really, really excited. But I love the fact that they were wanting to see these different rooms and how
the
everything
questions
works.
that they were
Stephen Senator
asking.
Poland gets to sit,
Yes.
and
It was just so neat. And
it was really, really neat.
And tell everybody, I mean, again, this could not have happened without the support of the community because there were so many hands involved.
Yes. We had, so Prater's Barbecue has been gracious enough to bring the bologna, and it was bologna and turkey.
And ham.
Because I'm not a bologna eater. But, here it is. But there also is a lot of expense because they do charter a bus. They did a school bus a couple of years ago, but it really didn't work out because the school buses had to get back at a certain time to run the afternoon route, and we ended up having to leave early that year. Yeah. So now they charter a bus, and I told Lakeland, I said, we need to write down that guy's name because he was so knowledgeable about how to get into Nashville and where the traffic path, and he was really, really good. But
yeah, they beat me because I was in the traffic. So
yeah, Caney Fork Electric Cooperative sponsored the bus and also the lunch. They paid for both. But also Ben Lomond Connect to help pay for things. Yep. Citizens Tri-County Bank, First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, Coffee Bank and Trust, all were gracious enough to support this trip, and so these kids could go and get to experience this. And I, as I said, I am working on photos. There's not so much, but I love in the photos you can see the awe on their faces.
Yeah.
It was really, really neat.
And and I want to say that I, as a 40-year-old adult, I am very proud of our McMinnville youth leadership group. They held themselves to such a high, respectful standard. They were polite. They did not act out or, now during lunchtime, it was time to let, just sit down and chill. But during any experience, I was so proud and privileged to know that these are the next generation of kids to come up that's going to take one of our places one day. Because
even at lunch, though, they didn't get all loud and rowdy.
No, they didn't.
They were still very respectful. Yeah. Oh, and they did get to meet Terry Bell. Apparently, there was a pop quiz at some point, and none of them knew who our county executive was. Maybe some of them did, but I'm not sure. But because I was not there for that, so Melissa and Lakeland made sure to bring Terry Bell in to meet them, and so they not only got to meet the legislators at the top tier, the governor and the speaker of the House, but they also got to meet people from our local government, which I thought was really, really neat.
I know. And again, the food was great yesterday. The atmosphere was great. The weather was perfect. Like you could not have asked for a better time. But anything else, Melody, before I let you go so we can cut to break?
Well, I just wanted to say that this is the second year that Warren First has been invited to participate in this, that we have covered this event.
Yeah.
And I hope that we can continue to cover it. I was very grateful that for the first time there was another news presence there.
Yeah.
Main Street Media was there to also cover it, and that was very nice to see because we typically it's just Warren First that's there covering these things. So it's nice that we've now got a secondary media that's going to be helping cover events and get it out there. So
I agree.
But I am very grateful to the chamber for allowing us to go and take pictures and be a part of this day, and that we were able to share that with the community who was not able to go.
And remember, guys, Bologna Day is really open to the public, as well as taking tours at the state capitol. You go, and I don't know how much it costs or anything, but you can go in there and take a tour. Like we had people in our adult group. Alan was like, okay, if there's anybody else that has signed up for a tour, you're welcome to jump on this one and go with us. And so we had other people other than from Warren County in our tour group. So if you missed Bologna Day, don't fret. My son's already asked me, when are we going to get to come back and do this again? And I said, name a day. Let's go.
Well, I'll tell you what's really cool is YSI, the Young Scholars Institute, that they host, the school system hosts here every summer.
Yeah.
They generally take a trip to the state capitol and go through the tour. Yeah. That's really cool. And Kevin Dunlap has been really good about pivotal in that. And then, of course, Jimmy Haley is. Yeah. This is his brainchild. So, I got to go there with them and see it. And I thought that was really cool. But the mural, when you're in that, the great room where the mural of Tennessee, I mean, from the Hermitage, Davy Crockett, to all the stuff on there.
Andrew Jackson, all of them.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
just seeing the centennial picture,
seeing you guys get off the bus, seeing the film that Melanie's put out, it looked like an exciting time. I'm a little jealous.
You should be.
You should be. Come.
Yes.
We can go next year.
Yes.
Let's make a whole tour of it.
Let's just go, or won't Warren First just go and see if they let us film the whole thing?
Well,
I'm just saying, throwing that out. And don't forget, we've been talking really hard about going to the state capitol for Bologna Day. If you have not seen the video with us interviewing Ivy Hillis, he is a legendary. He's legendary. Okay, make sure you get in touch with him or just watch this video. He really breaks everything down. How this got started in downtown McMinnville. They were coming through campaign, and him and his friend are like, "Hey, let's go sit somewhere and eat and just talk." And then Mr. Fraley was like, won't y'all just come here every week and do this,
And it was real smart because here this guy is selling furniture.
Yep.
And they said, well, we'll just take it on in to town
and do it on a breakfast table.
Eat in front of the store. And Mr. Fraley said, no, why don't you come in and
it's a walking advertisement.
Yeah.
Yes.
So people see these guys eating and talking in the show window.
Yes.
And so people are curious. They got to know what's going on. So they come in. More and more people start coming in. Everything, genius idea. But then I love where he says, it talks about the character of Mr. Fraley and says, now you boys need to come back every week and do this.
Yes.
And so, hey, that was
and then it got so big that they're like, okay, we got to do this at least once a year because it was that massive.
Well, they took that to the state capitol, but we celebrate Bologna and Cheese Day every day that we're here talking about what's going on in Warren County.
I love me some bologna. You can't, I know some people don't, and that is okay. Not everybody likes bologna, but with that said, thank you, Melody, for doing what you did yesterday, and just and helping keep everybody informed.
Because this is all history. It may not be history now, but in 20 years, it's going to be history. And I just love being able to document that because eventually these kids are going to be adults. And God willing, their kids are going to be going to Bologna Day.
That's right.
And then they're going to get to look back on pictures of their mom or their dad, when they were there.
Yeah.
And who they heard speak,
Yeah, I agree. Well, with that, guys, hold on for just another second. We will be right back with more to come on the show. And remember, Warren County, keep it first.
Citizens Tri-County Bank has been serving the people of this region for 53 years, and we are fully committed to the people and the communities that place their trust in us. McMinnville in Warren County is just one of the 9 counties that we serve. With 4 convenient branch locations, along with 7 ATM and ITM locations, you can be assured that Citizens Tri-County Bank is close by. Committed to you and committed to the communities we serve. It truly is what makes Citizens Tri-County Bank the only community bank you will ever need. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
February is the month of delicious deals at Sonic Drive-In in McMinnville. Get ready to treat yourselves. Starting February the 24th, cool down with their delicious, refreshing strawberry mangonada slush. Perfect for those sunny days. And don't miss out on February the 26th, where you can grab small popcorn chicken for just $1.49. Snack time never tasted so good. Start your day right with our special drink offer until 10 a.m. Make Sonic your rise and shine morning destination. So many flavors to choose from. And remember, we've got the best sundrop in town. Dive into these amazing deals this February at Sonic Drive-In.
This is David Moore with Supreme Building Products. We've been your one-stop shopping center for lumber and building supplies since 1963. We're a family-owned business and operated and proudly served Warren counties for over 50 years. At Supreme, it's not just about great prices, but it's about exceptional service. Our customers are what's always supreme. From lumber to roofing to plumbing and paint, we have everything you need to build your dream home from the ground up. Whether you're a contractor or homeowner or a weekend warrior, our knowledgeable staff is ready to assist you at our state-of-the-art drive-through lumberyard. Visit us, please, at the corner of Highway 70 and North Spring Street. There's something for everyone at Supreme Building Products, where quality and customers come first, and the coffee's always free. And always be sure to shop local. Call us, please, at 473-9564.
Spring is here, and so are your yard care needs. Visit McMinnville Lawn and Garden at 129 Keel Drive, where we've been serving our community since 1995. With a rock-solid reputation for excellent service, our dedicated team is here to help you find the best lawnmowers, leaf blowers, chainsaws, weed eaters, and more. We proudly carry top brands like Echo, Stihl, Shindala, Gravely, Cub Cadet, and Skag. Take advantage of our early spring service, free pickup, and a discount on service. Plus, from chainsaws to gardening tools, we've got you covered for storm season. Trust the experts at McMinnville Lawn and Garden, where quality and customer satisfaction come first. Call us today at 815-5296.
Moving on. Hey guys, Kelly Walker Slaughter here, your host of Warren First 931. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Brian.
And we are live at the Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli Studios. Again, so many things are going on this week. Going right into it. Again, remember, we did an interview yesterday, or I should say on Monday, with Lanisa Bell about the upcoming Warren County Republican Party chair election that is coming up tonight. And then yesterday, my son, Walker Lawson Slaughter, got to interview Jason Hillis while we were at the state capitol, he did such a good job. We also got to interview Tom Davis. He wanted to interview some more people, but, as it was coming through, we had to make sure we had the time. But I'm going to play Tom Davis's sometime today, so just be watching for that. But with that said, in the interview with Jason Hillis, they noticed there was an overwhelming number of pre-registering for this event. So the big thing is, if you want to pay attention to anything we say right now, is that it is not going to be in the early voting room now. They are moving it up, same building. They're moving it upstairs to the Magnolia room. And that's one thing Jason stressed out yesterday on the interview. Same time, same place, or I should say same building, just different room. And if we need to go bigger, that's why they can just undo the wall and we can be right there where all the county stuff's done and stuff. So with that said, tonight, starting at 5 o'clock, the doors open up So whether you're pre-registered or not, you can get there at 5. But I suggest if you are not pre-registered, you need to come at 5 and then get your registration in and to see if you're a bona fide Republican, which means
you voted 3 out of the last 4 primaries, Republican primaries.
Right. And this does not include, which I want to make clear this because Jason said it, we said it. 3 years ago, there was a county election, and that's not going to count.
Well, it's Republican primaries.
Yeah, there wasn't a Republican primary at that time. So you have to go back. If you had to think, well, I did this year, I did last year, but I voted that like 3 years ago. But there was not a primary, so you got to think back 4 years ago.
Not the general elections, the primary elections. And I know a lot of times that can be kind of confusing because you're going to the same place and doing these things in most cases, especially if you're early voting. So we want to make sure that people know that.
And yes, going into that, thanks, Junior, for reminding me this morning. Yes, tonight, Warren First will be going live at the Warren County Republican Party. You're going to get to see the live vote. I'm going to get there around 5 o'clock to set up. And then maybe if Jason and Lanisa or anybody from the board or anybody want to come on and talk, because between 5 and 5:15 or 5, I want to say 5:50, I'm going to be going live. You're going to see it like this. And then at 6 o'clock, we'll switch the camera around and I'll mute the mic for probably about 5 minutes or so, where you're going to see everybody we're getting ready to start the live voting. And then everybody going to see who is the winner at the end. And again, just like I had people text me yesterday about asking questions, to the two.
Listen, somebody lost sound.
Can
you hear us?
I don't know. That's not on our end.
Okay.
Not on our end. We have internet. It usually would say right here.
Yeah.
Here, did you click on yours? Turn it on the volume right quick. Check 1, 2. Yeah.
No, we're good.
We have internet. Okay. So with that, just normally if you lose sound on your end, you need to refresh your page. Just hit that refresher in the right-hand corner or left-hand corner, depending on what type of computer or phone you're using, and do that way. And 2, also I found out, depending on where you're at on the signal service, it kind of gets a little spotty and stuff. But with that said, and I forgot what we were talking about. On the voting and stuff. Was that what I was talking about? No, I forgot.
You said you're going to give them a minute to count and everything. And remember, they're going to be able to speak for 3 minutes apiece.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Yeah, somebody asked about Q&A in the 2. That is not at that. Once 6 o'clock hits, that is time to vote, or them doing their 3 minutes each and then to vote. No questions can be asked. But if you have a question about each candidate, my suggestion to you is to go at 5 p.m., talk to Jason Hillis, talk to Lanisa Bell while they are there. I know both of them will be there early, so you can ask them the questions. That is the time to do it, to go to them like we did with Baloney Day yesterday, shake their hand, look at their face, and get a bona fide, I'm going to use that, answer out of them. And then again, when 6 p.m. hits, you'll hear them do their speech. Then we go to vote. Because it's like Brian said, and I say the same thing. Anytime the forum is open for Q&As before a vote goes in, depending on how the questions are, who wants to ask questions, it can go on as long as 15 minutes or 5 hours. I've seen both ways. And so, again, to keep all the things correctly in a timely, orderly fashion, come at 5 o'clock, ask the candidates what they would think.
And remember, this is not Warren County Republican Party's rules. This is the state GOP, the state Warren County, or state Republican Party's rules. So, yeah.
And a state representative, and just so everybody is also clear, somebody was like, well, this is only the county is going to do this. And somebody said the vote's going to go swing one way because that's what they want. No. A state rep or a state from the Republican Party will come and be there too, alongside with somebody from the county to make sure people are bona fide, that voted Republican.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll get a wristband. So when I put my vote in, if I don't have a wristband, My vote don't count.
Well, yeah, they're not going to let you put
No,
money in if you're not,
they're not.
if you don't have the wristband. And people, you'll see the people with the wristband. They'll be watching, but they'll do the chair first, and because the way the state party rules are,
Yeah.
whoever wins, if it's a male that wins, then there has to be a female vice chair.
Okay.
And vice versa. If a female wins, then there has to be
That's
a
the
male
male vice chair. Debbie asked, where is the 3 minutes listed in the state party?
I don't know. That's just what we've been told from the state.
From the state.
Yeah, she can ask Amy Dennis of not Warren County, the state Republican Party.
Yeah. And if you don't get there in time, Debbie, that might be one thing. I'll ask them tonight when I get there at 5 and be like, hey, before it gets too crazy here, can you answer me some questions? So if anybody has any questions they would like me to ask the state while I'm there, please do so. I would love to get, do a quick Q&A with them before things get crazy. I know that I can't take too much of their time, but I can sit there and write the questions down or the answers to the questions you ask. So I will, okay, good. So you'll be there. Just talk to Amy and she'll get you all situated on that. But again, like I said, if you do have questions, you can text the questions to, and here is the number. Now, of course, this says give us a call on the live show at 931-369-3050. But if you guys have a question, or heck, I'll take calls on the live show leading up from 5 to 5:50. Because, again, this is all for you guys. And if you can't make it tonight and you are a bona fide Republican and you want, I have to say this, and you want to make sure the right people are in that position for you, you need to come out, vote. You don't have to stay for the count because we're going to be going live and you can watch it from the comfort of your home.
This is the beauty of being a bona fide Republican, that everybody's vote matters. It counts. So we want to make sure that everybody comes out for this, that no one's alienated or separated. And so, and especially with like younger voters that may have not have been able to vote, there are concessions for them. So there's a lot that.
Oh, that's a good question. Junior says, can you come to the meeting and not vote?
It's open to the public.
I mean, yes. So that's a yes.
So yes, you can come and not vote, but the wristbands are the big thing.
Yeah.
That means you're vetted
you're voting.
You're eligible to vote. And the way they'll know how many wristbands are issued, they'll know how many people are registered, and that should be the number of votes or less. If it's more, we got a problem.
Well, hey, JC, if you are coming tonight, you can be in the hot seat with me instead of Brian because he's going to be busy doing his thing.
Yeah, I'm going to be there validating and registering. Whatever the state tells me to do,
that's
what I'm going to be doing. So look, guys, I learn something new every day. I'm a nurse. This, it's not like I went to law school and learned how to do
up
this.
With all the info.
Yeah. I mean, it's a learning experience for everyone. So I want to encourage everybody, especially those that are bona fide Republicans that are concerned about the county. Hey, let your voice be heard. And that's through your vote.
Exactly. And, again, we say this all the time on the show that your vote matters. And we were talking with the kids about voting and everything. I'm going to find this commercial if it kills me today. Guys, there's a commercial that likes to hide from me. And I'm just like,
Well, speaking of that, we had the Sonic commercial come through. And one of the things that I really like to do, if you don't have the Sonic app, you need to get it because you can go by and see our good friends at Sonic, because today is buy one, get one free. Foot-long, quarter-pound conies. And if you're a coney person, you know it. Because if you've had those conies, those chili cheese conies, they're so good. But it's buy one, get one free. And so make sure that you ask about that when you get over there today. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, hey, we got National Day today.
Yeah, what is today? It is Thursday the 13th.
Thursday the 13th. It's very... the 13th, it can always fall on a Friday.
Yeah, not this year.
Not this year, thank God. But one of the ones about superstition being the 13th, it's National Open an Umbrella Indoors Day. So that's very odd. National Earmuff Day, National Coconut Tort Day, National Canine Veterans Day, National Dermatologist Day, National Jewel Day, and my favorite, National Good Samaritan Day.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't even know that March 13th was the National Good Samaritan
Oh,
Day.
you forgot one. National Earmuff Day. I got mine on. You don't have yours on. You're not safe.
Listen, I'm never safe, it feels like.
No.
I mean,
I told Brian once you get on a show like this, especially the radio trained me to have like some tough skin. And, you just go with it, man.
I try to be nice to everybody. I try to figure out if I've been cruel to somebody or not.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a Christian, man, but I'm not perfect. I'm going to screw up. So,
Same. Not perfect here either. But coming up next, we're going to take another quick break from a word from our sponsors because I found the commercial.
Yay!
And so we'll play that right fast. And then coming up, we're going to talk about all things Warren County because if you've been living under a rock or you just think there's nothing going in Warren County, that is not the case. So buckle up. We have a slew.
We got a big show across the street starting tomorrow night. We'll talk about it when we come back.
And remember, Warren County, keep it first.
Welcome to our coffee drive-thru located at 601 Beersheba Highway, McMinnville, or give them a call at 474-1776. At Our Coffee, we pour love into every cup of coffee we serve. Welcome to our coffee drive-thru located at 601 Beersheba Highway, McMinnville.
Don't know what to eat? Have you tried Cumberland Biscuit Company or Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli? Down on Main, you can enjoy pizzas and sandwiches, weekly combo specials, soups, salads, and finish it up with Tops Frozen Treats. On the weekends, check out Cumberland Biscuit Company's unique dishes like the Twisted Goat Burger or the Bambushka Burger. For lunch or dinner, get the experience of going out of town right here in McMinnville, down on Main. Follow Tops and Cumberland Biscuit Company on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
When you need help with your medical needs, who are you going to call? At Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy, you're not just a number, you're a part of our community. When you call Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy, you'll get a live person to help answer your medical questions. In a hurry? Try our convenient drive-thru. Not able to get out? We offer free delivery within the city limits. Stacy specializes in Mr. Stewart's over-the-counter and prescription cough syrups. Need to transfer your prescriptions? It's no trouble to transfer to Stacy's, where people care and wellness matters. Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy is located at 485 North Chancery Street, or give them a call at 474-0600.
My dad had a vision in 1964 to start Ganton Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Looking to transform your home? Head over here to Roland Renovations at North Chancery Street in McMinnville. From stunning cabinets and beautiful countertops to durable LVP and hardwood flooring, we've got everything you need. Want to upgrade your bathroom? Check out our amazing shower systems and our stylish shower doors. Here at Roland Renovations, we also specialize in outdoor cabinetry, tile work, full remodels, and installation services. Stop by or call us at 931-743-5479 today. We are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Wednesday, and Saturday we are open for appointments only. Don't wait. Revamp your space with us here at Roland Renovations.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Welcome back to Warren First 931. I'm your host of the show. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Brian.
And currently in downtown McMinnville, we are at 65 degrees. Right now, it does feel like 59 because the sun's not completely came out yet. But don't you fret. The high today, again, is supposed to be 73 degrees. Ooh. I'm so excited about that. Don't too is that it says, let's see, partly cloudy conditions are expected from now till about 11 a.m. Wind gusts are going to be up to now 18 miles per hour. making the temperature feel like it's almost 59 degrees, even if we get up to the 60s and 70s today. But again, thank you to Reddick Brown Ford for being our community weather sponsors. Without you guys, this cannot be possible. Again, we have tons of sponsorships always available here at Warren First 931, and they're just one of many. I mean, I love me some Sonic. I mean, we could go on and on and on. But talking about some upcoming events, first and foremost, again, we've already talked about what's happening tonight, but let me rewind a little bit and talk about what's happening today. At 11:30, they're going to have the ribbon cutting for the Hope Chest thrift store. And I want to make sure I say this right because she didn't message me and I cannot remember which one she messaged me on. I want to say it was this one because they invited us out. And let's see. Nope.
Say Bonnie Collier.
Love it.
Love her. She's wonderful.
Let's go here. I think she sent in on the other one. The other one, which I can't see. But anyways, today is that rescheduled ribbon cutting with the Hope Chest thrift store. So make sure you go out and support them today. We're going to try to get out there. Hopefully I'll get done with my meeting in time to go and do that. But with that said, it's always great seeing the community ever so grow. And then from that, in evening time, we will have the Warren County Republican Party hold their chairperson election vote. Mm-hmm. So again, and that starts at 5:00. And then before I move on to let Brian chat a little bit, because today is the 13th, as far as the sports games that are going on today, the archery is going to the state tournament in Murfreesboro today around 1:30. And then also our golf team at the middle school is playing Avery Trace. The tennis girls, the high school tennis team, is playing at 4. Also, the tennis boys are playing at 4. And then the track and field are playing today at the Cookville meet number 1. Mm-hmm. That's happening today. So again, for anybody who says that there is nothing going on, there's something going on. You pick your poison.
Always something going on. I would send a special shout out to my buddy Blake and the archery team.
Good luck.
They're competing, and we hope that they do well where they can go to nationals. And I'll tell you, I got to go a few years ago and see there's schools like Central Magnet out of Murfreesboro. Central Magnet's one of the best schools in the state, actually one of the best public schools in the country.
Yeah.
And that's who they're competing against, is really good teams like that.
Okay.
So, but our team does really well.
They do.
We want to remember them today, and we've got a lot of stuff going on.
And before we get to this, the next thing up is the trip to Bountiful. You had that pulled up on your end.
Yes, trip to Bountiful tomorrow night, 7:00, and they're going to have a Saturday matinee at 2. They're also going to have Saturday night show and then Sunday at 2. So you got 4 opportunities to see Trip to Bountiful. And Miss Dana Sexton and the team, they do a wonderful job. And this is not a children's show.
No.
Warren Arts does a lot of children's show, but this is more of an adult themed show. So, but it's
still
all.
family
it's
friendly.
Very family friendly, but it's not going to be a bunch of children up there.
It's not gumdrops and lollipops. The story is of a woman that wants to go back home to Bountiful, Texas before she passes. Yeah. So this may be tugging at some heartstrings at the end. And and if you haven't seen the interview that I got to do with the Warren Arts Group the other day on Tuesday, I got to have interviews with some of the main characters, and I thought how neat it was that the son and the mom in this show is literally a son. They are mother and son. And so, and I wanted to pull a little more at their heartstrings, like, how real does this make you feel, but I didn't want to, because I could tell that, it's very touching. And so if anything, I do suggest not only bringing your money to buy some popcorn and concession stand food, but you need to bring your Kleenex box. And I made a joke to Melody after the interview, and I said, y'all should have got the Kleenex company to be a
Sponsor,
sponsor
yeah.
and be like, here, you get a Kleenex. Everybody gets a little thing, like one of those little packets.
Well, you love seeing those family connections.
I do.
Robert and Kathy Elam, Kathy being Robert's mother.
Yeah.
They got to be in a show. They got to be in a Santa show here this Christmas, and they're carrying it over. And they do such a wonderful job in their own right. And one of the thing about Kathy and her daughter Sarah, they're so talented, and a lot of times they're behind the scenes. And 90% of our Warren Arts productions, they're the ones doing the costume, helping with set design, they're magicians. I mean, what they do is just incredible. It's like pulling off a magic trick.
Yeah.
So really encourage everybody to go out and see this show and support your local arts. And then the next big production that'll be coming through at not just Warren Arts, it will be the Park Theater Group, and it will be a High School Musical.
Oh my God.
That's going to be exciting. That's going to be a totally, where this is more of a drama, that one's going to be a high-revved, high-energy, dancing musical and sing-along. So, because I say sing-along because so many people know the songs that they'll be singing and have seen High School Musical.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what Zac Efron's big break, or one of his
I would have to say Disney helped him and Vanessa Hudgens break out in that time frame. Because, I mean, they had several...
they did like 3 of them as far as I know. And so, so from the art side of things, that's good. And then they've also got at the end of March 29th, Journey from the Heart's going to be performing. And then the very next day, The Great Dubois. It's a 2-man circus show. It is. So that's going to be really fun. So got a lot of good things going on at our Blessed Park Theater. Thank you, Joe and Ashley.
For doing a great job.
Yep, they do such a wonderful job.
With that said, the interview today that I'm going to be sharing with you guys with Tom Davis, he actually talked about this, and it is in our community calendar, and we got to change the date on it. But the chili cook-off that was scheduled to be in Lynchburg, Tennessee, this Saturday has been moved to April. And so look for the dates on that and the changing. Followed by a couple of weeks from this Saturday is the second annual Dam Duck Derby here in McMinnville on March the 29th. And that's hosted by the Matthew 25 Ministries. So if you have not purchased your duck, or haven't seen what this is, it is the most neat and interesting thing ever. They pretty much unload buckets and or like not even a bucket. I want to say tub of bins of a ton of these ducks, and then they have them all numbered. And essentially, you pick, you vote, or your duck may be number 1 or 100 or whatever. And if your duck wins, you win the grand prize.
Well, this is very reminiscent of. And for you old timers, go back with me to the Plaza Shopping Center, where Santa would come in a helicopter, and he would fly up in the helicopter above the huge parking lot in the Plaza Shopping Center and drop ping pong balls from the sky, and every ping pong ball was numbered. And every store within the Plaza Shopping Center had a list out front that talked about what number matched to whatever item it was, and so this is what this reminds me. Yeah. But with this one, it's a benefit, so you pay for the duck in advance, and so. But what they do for our community, money, you can't put a price on.
Priceless.
What they do in helping get. And you said every Tuesday night, go across the street to the Rock at First Baptist Church, and you will see Jesus work in action. Yeah. You will see members of our community that are on hard times, that this ministry group, and they have different churches come in every week that take care and feed these folks. And then when the weather drops, when the temperature drops below freezing, I think technically it's 29 degrees, they start picking people up here in town and taking them out to Rock Island and putting them up for the night. Families, not just individual people. Families. And so, shout out to Gannon Richardson and the Three Rivers Baptist Church and all the people that are involved with this wonderful Matthew 25 Ministries.
Yes. And again, on our calendar, we got the Warren Arts, the 2025 season, everything from what he talked about, the trip to Bountiful, up into the sing-along with Santa up in December. But that one is the only one I think is to be announced. Yeah. Cool. And then it says TBA.
Oh, yeah. But hey, sing along with Santa.
So much fun.
That must be a pretty good show.
I wonder, wink, wink. But also, if you're marking your calendars of all the up and coming shows that Warren Arts has to do, we got The Lion King Jr. in May, Mamma Mia's in June, Funny Girls in August, Shrek the Musical is in November, which we talked to a lot of the youth leadership yesterday because they're like, oh, my favorite movie's Shrek. And Melody's like, well, she was like, they haven't had the auditions yet, but if you like Shrek, you should be in this musical coming up, And then going on also this week, before I forget to mention it, and I may have to get Brian to start talking so I don't lose my voice today, Caring Hearts United is hosting today as well from 6 to 8 p.m. their bingo, their St. Patrick's Day bingo. And that starts at 6 o'clock and goes on to 8 p.m. It's $5 donation per card, and concession stands will be open. And it's always a fun time. We won't be there, of course, because that's also will be over at the Warren County Republican Party election. Other cool things that the Park Theater is doing is the Wild World of Animals. And I'm telling you, all these family-friendly events that are happening at the Park Theater, amazing. But this event is going to be on April the 4th, and it's starring Grant Kinnemer and some really wild animals, and it's going to be live at the Park Theater. If you have a grandma and you want to have like one-on-one, like little tea time with grandma in April, because right around the corner for Easter and stuff, they do 2 dates for, it's like called The Greatest Title of the World Grandma. We're having our annual Grandmother's Tea Party, and it's Peter Rabbit themed this year. And I've been at the Bonnie Blue Inn. You really, if you are thinking like, oh, that might be cool to do with my grandma, and you really want to do it, you need to call them now to book, because it's a small space in there. There's only so many tables, but first come, first serve, guys. So make sure you call. The events are going to be on April the 5th and April the 12th on that one. And then the Spring Fling Covenant Academy is going to be on, and this is for, this is our games and stuff that they do. Another one of their fundraisers. It's from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30. Of course, if you don't know where Covenant Academy is, it's right next to the, golf course, can't miss it. We're going to have bouncy houses, games, food, live silent auctions. It's a $10 for a game pass, not expensive at all. If you have any want to know any more about this, call them at 668-6185. Help us raise money for the safety and technology is what it says on there. Also, of course, we talk about the Master Gardeners. That is coming up again next week. On March the 18th, the vegetable garden is going to seminar, and it's going to be from a guy named Bruce Stillman, and he is from the UT TSU Extension Office in Lincoln County, and he is going to be coming up and talking with the group this week. I thought that was for me. And then on March the 25th, Lawns and Turf, Hank Patton, I can't even say his name. He is a retired McMinnville landscape manager. If no one knows Mr. Hank.
Look, if you want to know why McMinnville looks so good, especially at Christmas time and all the other times of the year, Hank Patton's the primary source right there.
And with that said, that is what is going on for the month of March that we are. Oh, no. And there's one more thing. Ooh. I knew I brought this with me for a reason.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. So on Saturday, March the 15th, we're actually going to have some special in-studio guests coming up on tomorrow's show. And I want to make sure I say their names right real quickly. Let's right here. So coming up on the show on Friday is Stephen Cochran and Travis McVeigh. And we're going to actually have, and I want to make sure I say this right because I was telling him about it yesterday. Travis McVeigh is the founder of Heroes Vodka, which I thought was really neat. He's going to be on the show. And then joining him is Stephen Cochran. And both of them, they have this label called Label 22 Records. And they're hosting this event. And the event is for a benefit event for Janice Cornett. Now, if anybody doesn't know Miss Janice, she used to work at back in the heyday at Shoney's with Miss Kathy and all them. And then she went and started working at Applebee's, and she's been the long-lasting bartender there at the bar. And so she has been diagnosed with lymphoma cancer. Is that how I say it right? And they're going to have a benefit event on Saturday, March the 15th, which is this Saturday, of course. The location will be at Mud Bums. It's from 6 to 9 p.m., and, of course, that's located at the Northgate Drive. You can't miss it. There's going to be food, drinks, music, and a silent auction will be held at 8 p.m. But, again, we just got this the other day on Wednesday, or I should say Tuesday, and I wanted to make sure that I talked about this because everybody knows Janice Cornett. And when somebody in the community is down and out and needs help, we always come together and do a big thing. And so with that said, this is all the stuff that we talked about today. We're going to be talking about it in next week's article. If you are looking for a news outlet, we are one of many. I want to say that. We're not the only one. And again, I love it how we have so many to choose from. Let me say that. But this is called The Local Voice. And the reason we called it that, and I chose that name, is because your voice matters to us here at Warren First. We would not be a show without the support of the community and our followers, okay? And so with that said, in this newsletter, it talks anything and everything Warren County that we're aware of, and we try to cram everything in that we can. Some days we have 16 pages, some days we have 10 pages. It just depends on how hot things are going, I guess. But if you want to be a subscriber to The Local Voice, one cool thing about this is that it is free. You do not have to be, you don't have to pay a fee monthly to get to subscribe to my newsletter. And all you got to do is text the keyword Local Voice to 931-305-0869 and then put in the comments your email. I need your email. As of yesterday, we got 10 more people subscribed to our newsletter, which was just fanatic. I'm 2 away from 100.
Oh man, we got to get triple digits.
So if anybody's not subscribed yet, please do so. Every Monday night, or at least Monday, I try to do every Monday night, I send this newsletter out to all our subscribers, and then I post it on our social media and I pin it to the top. If there's any other way that you want to get this, please let me know. We have one lady that asked me to deliver it, and I have now got 5 places that I do hand deliveries. Oh, wow. But if you want me to mail this to you, whatever is the easiest, but me hand delivering it when I can is probably the best because I don't want to wait 2 or 3 days for this. Oh. But again, we're going to have stories like in our upcoming edition of the newsletter. We're going to have stories about, going to the state capitol and things like that. We're going to actually probably do a feature of the trip to Bountiful and how awesome. But if there is a story that we either have talked about on the show or you come to us and be like, hey, it would be really neat if you do a story about da-da-da-da-da-da. Let us know. 9 times out of 10, the reason this paper is like it is, it's because it's people like you that watch our show that call, text, Facebook. I mean, see us in the streets, catch me at Walmart and be like, hey, Kelly, hey, Brian, hey, Melody, can you do this for me? Because that is what our paper is all about. It's your voice, and your voice matters to us every time. And if you want to know what Warren County local news is, it's us. Now, there's some things I cannot get into with, like, I'm trying. Somebody's like, man, you really need to dive into the getting with the cops and getting those stories and stuff. That's not what makes up Warren County. Is it relevant? Yes, to a point, but we already post that on our social media. And if you're not a part of our text group, we also send it out on our text club. Those like breaking news text messages. Again, I love positive stories. I love, and again, sometimes there is negative that comes with positive sometimes in our articles. But I always want to make Warren County shine and show them the best of, and which, again, when I say the best of, everybody is the best. So with that said, again, if you want to be a part of our local voice subscription group, that again, you subscribe for free. All you got to do is grab your phone, guys, text local voice to 931-305-0869 with your email, and you will start be getting that newsletter each week.
And what's really neat about this, and I had to pull this up because we could get into all the trash. We could get all the fighting. I mean, we could be the chatter.
Turn it into McMinnville chatter, but I don't.
But we don't. We want to keep it classy. This reminds me, and people will come and they'll say, "Oh, your downtown is just so awesome."
Yeah.
It reminds me of something out of a Hallmark.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
Well, we kind of want to be one of the, if you've ever seen Garrison Keillor and he tells the news from Lake Wobegon, that's really what we want to be. We want to talk about the good things of this community, showcase the wonderful. So we don't take offense. We're homers. We love McMinnville.
Yeah.
We're celebrating the home team.
Yeah.
So that's what we do.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
That's all right. If you want hard, cutting edge journalism, cutthroat, fighting over the, we're not fighting.
Listen, I don't have time to have that fight right now. Again, so and I also want to say this, because a lot of people have come up to me, and I'm not going to say exactly what they said, but at the end of the day, whether we're the first one to report something or the last person to report something, I always think it's amazing how you can have different outlet medias. And I talk about, with the news, we got ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CNN, MSN. And, without having, I would hate just having one news outlet.
Well, I think
because everybody has their own opinion about certain things. So I think it's great that we have, the Paxton Media Group coming in, and I can't wait. And everybody's wanting to know my take on this. I cannot wait to see their take on the newspaper. And I know the first one's already come out and things look a little different. You got to let them adjust. This is a new thing, and let them get into the swing of things and let them, get used to how things are done here. And then we just heard the announcement of Main Street Media is coming out with the Main Street Journal, is that right?
It's not the Wall Street Journal. It's the
Main Street Journal. And again, I think it's amazing, just to see what's going to happen. I'm like, oh, never in a million years. I always knew, and this is not a dig or anything. When I was little, it was always the Southern Standard. Always, always, always. And then as I got older, and I was like, I asked around when I was in high school, and I'm like, do we get any other papers besides Standard? I would like to hear other people's opinion. And then never in a million years did I think, let me say this, when I started the podcast and I got asked by a listener, have you ever thought about doing a newspaper or a newsletter? No, I haven't. And I started it, and I will never go back. I love it. And so again, I think this is the era of new beginnings for everybody, and we should give everybody a fair chance and a nice chance.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to be digging at each other trying to get the first story. What is it called, having your hand in the pot? Like, I want my hand in there. I have a lot of people saying that they appreciate me about that, and that I want to continue that on.
Well, yeah, sometimes if you're looking to report, to get things out as fast as possible, you may not have the full story. And some things, I'm sorry to say, some things aren't made for going out and spreading. Some things, we've got to really watch. And if we put everything that came to us out online, there's a time and a place for everything.
That's correct.
So using decorum is
very high here. Yeah.
Well,
and just and speaking of decorum here, that's why when I was on my way to Nashville and that massive wreck happened right in front of Prater's Barbecue, right? I only videoed where they cut the block off, and right before it got to the actual wreck, if no one actually saw that, my camera went down.
Yeah.
Because I didn't, again, just like anybody, I don't know if the family's been notified or not yet. I just wanted to people know that there's been a wreck, and they're doing alternate routing at that point.
Yeah, they were routing them across the highway onto the
other side. Yeah, you had to go in the back. Everybody was going the back way.
And I saw some comments about people saying, filming, well, you weren't driving.
I was.
And so the film, it wasn't like somebody was driving and filming at the same time. It was a bystander in a vehicle who was not driving, letting folks know, hey, if you can, don't go this way. I mean, for a lot of us, we'll take the Nashville or the Woodbury Highway.
Listen, with the good comes the bad. It happens when you're in the media market company, and trust me, it's going to be okay, guys. We're going to, for all you that said, oh, please don't stop doing the newsletter because of da-da-da. I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm still going to push on and do, as I say, you do you, boo. And that's what I do.
We encourage you, if you know people outside of McMinnville that you keep up through email, let them know about this service because this is just a nice slice of home.
It really is.
It's like sending somebody a nice warm pie from down here in McMinnville, and people can keep up with what's going on and the good stuff without having to be billed or without having to get emails constantly and everything. It's just once a week.
And if you cannot get the email and you want a hard copy, make sure you check out any of our locations that are dropped off, which again, if you don't know the locations to pick up these hard copies, you can go to these right here. And of course, you can go to Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy, Randall Walker Farms, Champion Chevrolet, the Warren County Chamber of Commerce, Gateway Tire and Service, Cumberland Biscuit, Tops Frozen Yogurt, the Children's Advocacy Center, Prater's Barbecue in Morrison, Reddick Brown Ford, Citizens Tri-County Bank, McMinnville Lawn and Garden, and Supreme Building Supply. And again, we are always open for more advertising spots are available. And if you are interested in that, please let us know. I got to do some emails actually today for some folks that reached out. And hopefully starting next week, we can introduce one or maybe two of our new advertisers on the show. And I can't wait to have him on. But with that said, it is time to wrap, or before we wrap it up, we want to give a little love to our listeners this morning that have done shout outs, Brian.
Good morning, Jamie Jaco, Derek Coates, JC Pettit, Stacy Hart, Debbie Romarosa, JC Pettit, Debbie Romarosa, Miss Deanna, and Miss Retha. Thank you guys for being part of our show and letting us know that you're here, and we appreciate you coming up. And what was that? What's
she's saying? Agreeing. I didn't show anything inappropriate.
Yeah, well, thank you, Miss Retha.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for being part of our show this morning and letting us know, asking us questions, encouraging us. We'll take all the encouragement and love.
Oh my gosh, yes! And don't forget, we have introduced you. You're always welcome to give us a call on the live shows now. At that 931-369-3050. If we don't answer it right away because we are talking, we will go back, cut to break, and then call you back, okay? I promise, because I didn't think we got any today. So, but again, take care. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, Warren County, keep it first.